With ISIL militants closing in on Baghdad, the government is focusing its efforts on defending the capital. The speed of the Islamist advance has shaken Iraq and its allies. ISIL draws strength from anti-government feeling among Iraq's Sunni population, says Ranj Alaaldin of the London School of Economics.
They know that in places like Mosul, in Anbar, in the Nineveh province more generally, that they can get local support, that the local community themselves are disenfranchised or they feel alienated by the central government in Baghdad, the Shia-dominated government in Baghdad.
Thousands of civilians, mainly Shias, are arriving at recruitment centres in Baghdad to volunteer to fight the militants. Iraq's most revered Shia cleric, Grand Ayatollah Ali al-Sistani, issued a call to arms Friday. His spokesman delivered the message.
We call on all citizens who can carry weapons and fight the terrorists in defense of their country, its people, and its holy sites to volunteer and join the security forces to fulfill this sacred goal.
Iraq's Sunni-Shia divide threatens to erupt into civil war, says Professor Jonathan Eyal of the Royal United Services Institute in London.
If it is entirely seen as a Shia counteroffensive against the Sunnis, that could end up strengthening, actually, ISIS's control, and it could end up as being a self-fulfilling prophecy of dividing the country.
A return to the darkest days of sectarian bloodshed would provide a fertile recruiting ground for extremist groups like ISIL, says Ranj Alaaldin of LSE.
I don't think they can take Baghdad the same way they did Mosul. Instead, what they might try to do instead is trigger a civil war, create the kind of instability we saw in 06, 07. Only difference is this time around, the Americans aren't there.
United States and coalition troops withdrew from Iraq in late 2011. Washington has not ruled out a military response to the ISIL advance, but the West is highly unlikely to get deeply involved in any conflict in Iraq or Syria, says Shiraz Maher of the Centre for the Study of Radicalisation at King's College London.
Not least because there's a lack of political will and public opinion won't support it. So essentially what you have is two failed states in which you have these completely ungoverned spaces, and right now the jihadists are holding that. Who's going to change that balance of power?
Analysts say ISIL's offensive has once more laid bare the bitter sectarian fault lines of Iraq. They fear that the very future of the Iraqi state is uncertain. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.